This man broke the law. In court, he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 5 years. On the way to prison, the roadside was full of people. These people were all seeing him off. At this moment, his mood was complicated. Seeing so many people seeing him off, his heart was saved. This is a relatively influential movie from China, Dying to Survive. It tells the story of Cheng Yong, a portly middle-aged man who can't even pay the rent and is going through a midlife crisis. He opens a health product store next to the hotel, specializing in Indian hemp oil. Cheng Yong and his ex-wife had just divorced and were entangled with him over the custody of their children. On this day, the hotel owner introduced him to a young man, Lu Shi. He hoped that Cheng Yong could bring back a medicine called Glenin when he went to India to purchase goods. This is the most effective drug for the treatment of chronic myelogenous leukemia, which is taken for life. A bottle of genuine medicine in China costs 37,000 yuan, while the one produced in India only costs 2,000 yuan. Such a high price difference made Cheng Yong think he was a liar and ask him to leave, but he directly left a phone number and asked him to think about it again. The hemangioma in Cheng Yong's father's brain required an operation fee of 80,000 yuan. He thought of the young man. When he returned to the store, he found that the landlord had locked the door. He broke in through the window and found the business card. Cheng Yong asked the doctor about the Indian Glenin. It seemed that this business was profitable. Cheng Yong called Lu Shi. He said he could bring the medicine back, but he would need to pay in advance. Although reluctant, Lu Shi finally agreed. Cheng Yong came to India and with the help of a friend, he came to the Glenin manufacturer. To his surprise, the wholesale price here is only 500 yuan a bottle. Cheng Yong got 100 bottles and promised to get more next time. At this time, Cheng Yong's mind was filled with money. This medicine is so important to them. Lu Shi was shocked when he saw a suitcase of Glenin. He took Cheng Yong to Sihui, the leader of the patient group, who had to work as a dancer in a bar to pay for her daughter's medicine. Sihui found other group leaders. Cheng Yong set the price of the medicine at 5,000 yuan, but this was also a price that was unaffordable to everyone. With the life-saving medicine in hand, Cheng Yong was confident that he asked all group leaders to take off their masks in ordinary circumstances, as if he was their savior. Cheng Yong finally gave the group leader a 20% discount. As a result, Indian Glenin instantly opened up sales. An English translator was urgently needed. Under the lead of Lu Shi, he came to the church and persuaded the priest to join their team. The priest was originally unwilling, but Cheng Yong put forward a condition: you translate for me, and I will ensure that you have medicine. This temptation was too great, so the pastor who knew English also joined their team. Lu Shi met a young man who robbed 3 bottles of medicine. Lu Shi caught up with him and found that he couldn't defeat him alone, so he had no choice but to let him go. Cheng Yong learned from Sihui that his name was Peng Hao, a rural boy who was also diagnosed with leukemia and came to the city to work alone in order not to burden his family. Cheng Yong caught Peng Hao unexpectedly. He was a loyal young man and distributed all the medicine he grabbed to other patients. With no other option, Cheng Yong could only let him join their team and pay off the debt with work. Cheng Yong paid the rent and became a nouveau rich. More importantly, he won the agency rights of Glenin of India. A large amount of Glenin was smuggled over from India, and a medicine sales team was set up with channels, translators, and 2 younger men. Making money was as easy and enjoyable as running water. Cheng Yong made a lot of money, paid for his father's surgery, and received more and more flags of thanks. Team members even have money to make and medicine to take. Peng Hao also paid off his debt and received medicine and money. Sales of genuine Glenin plummeted, and pharmaceutical representatives came to the police station to report the problem. There is a problem on the part of the patient taking the medication, which leads to a German Glenin. This unscrupulous person is selling fake medicines, boasting about it on stage, and has hired several liars to pretend to be patients. Cheng Yong finally understood this trick of selling counterfeit medicine. They returned to the vehicle and prepared to call the police, but found that the priest was missing. It turned out that he stayed at the scene to expose the so-called academician Zhang as a liar. They returned to the scene to find the priest being carried away by security guards. Peng Hao didn't say anything, but he went up with a big flying kick. Sihui picked up the chair and striked guards one by one. In the end, the counterfeit medicine seller ran away. Several of them went to the police station to take notes, and Cheng Yong also learned that selling counterfeit medicines carries a maximum life sentence. Lu Shi invited him to his home as a guest, and looked at the cute little baby Cheng Yong with great affection. Since he got leukemia, Lu Shi thought about death every day, but he had hope when he saw the baby for the first time. Now that he has money and medicine, he hopes to be a grandfather. Lu Shi's non-drinking wife filled a glass and expressed her gratitude to Cheng Yong for saving the family. That night, someone knocked on Cheng Yong's rolling shutter door. When he opened it, it was Academician Zhang, who sold counterfeit medicine last time. He came to buy Cheng Yong's purchasing channels, but Cheng Yong drove him away directly. The next day he received a call from Academician Zhang. He told Cheng Yong that the police would be here soon. Sure enough, the police came after a while. After a search, only a lot of thank you flags were found, but no medicine was found. He hid the medicine in the dumpster in advance. After the police raid, Cheng Yong was worried that he would go to jail if he continued, so he decided to stop doing it. He invited his team members to the store for a breakup meal. Cheng Yong confessed that he had transferred the purchasing channel to others. The selling price would double, but the medicine given to them would still be 3,000. Because they are all patients, they are worried that prices will increase in the future. They worry that there will be no medicine to take in the future, and no medicine means death. This is a matter of their lives. But Cheng Yong is really scared. He doesn't want to go to jail. He just wants to live his life in peace. So they had a fierce quarrel and finally broke up. A year later, Cheng Yong was living a good life, running a factory. But during a business event, he met Lucius' wife. She told Cheng Yong that Lucy had slit his wrists, and the family had no money. Academician Zhang increased the price of the medicine to 20,000, and other patient tip Academician Zhang off to police. They have been without medicine for a long time, but Cheng Yong was busy with business. He asked her to leave her phone number with the security guard, and contact her later, and then left hastily. Cheng Yong, who was socializing, was still thinking about Lu Shi. He came to the hospital and saw Lu Shi. He was very haggard, but he still smiled when he saw Cheng Yong. The nurse came to debridement. Cheng Yong was invited out and heard the screams coming from the ward. Only then did Cheng Yong understand why Lu Shi didn't want to live. There is no money, no medicine, and the body is still suffering. This is a family's great despair. On the way home, Cheng Yong was in a very complicated mood. He saw a friend's despair for life and a family broken. He decided to reopen channels to sell medicine. He asked the priest to help him contact India, but he no longer has agency. Due to strict customs inspections, Indian medicine cannot be brought over. He could only go to India to smuggle the medicine back in person. Lucius' condition is not optimistic. It has reached the crisis stage, and the only option is bone marrow transplantation. But the success rate is very low. Lucius' hair is almost falling out. That night he chose to end his life. Cheng Yong arrived late after all, and he prepared a pension. Lucius' wife asked him to leave, and he walked out of the room dejectedly. Outside the door, there were many people who were paying their last respects to Lu Shi. Walking among these patients, Cheng Yong felt mixed emotions in his heart. He could no longer remain indifferent, so he flew to India to open up channels again and continue selling drugs. He wanted Peng Hao to help. Peng Hao was very disappointed with him, said go away. Cheng Yong summoned the patient group leaders and told them, I am going to sell medicine again. Please keep it quiet and be considerate. I don't want to go to jail. They asked, how much? Cheng Yong said 500. Even Suhui was surprised when she heard it. A bottle of genuine Glenin costs 37,000 yuan. Cheng Yong wholesales Indian Glenin with the same medicinal effect in India for only 500 yuan per bottle. He took the risk to smuggle the medicine over. Rather than selling medicine, it's more about saving people. After learning that a bottle of medicine only cost 500, Peng Hao came back. He didn't say anything. He just took the medicine box from Cheng Yong's hand and moved it on his own. But if this kind of medicine is not on the medical list, it is considered a fake medicine. Before Academician Zhang was arrested, fake medicines began to be sold again. In order to find the source, the police began to confiscate the medicine from the patients. All the patients were taken back to the police station, but no patient told the source of the medicine. At this time, an old lady stood out who burst into tears and said, I just want to beg you to stop pursuing Indian medicine, okay? I have been ill for 3 years. I took the genuine medicine that cost 40,000 yuan a bottle for 3 years. My house is gone. My family is ruined by me. Now that we finally have cheap medicine, you insist on saying it is fake. Can we not know whether the medicine is fake or not? That medicine only costs 500 yuan a bottle. Drug dealers make no money at all. Who can have no disease? Can you guarantee that you will not get sick in your life? You took him away, and we all have to wait for death. I don't want to die. I want to live, okay? Cao Bin, Cheng Yong's ex-brother-in-law, who was in charge of the case, petitioned the director, but the law outweighed mercy, and those who sold counterfeit medicines must be brought to justice. Academician Zhang approached Cheng Yong and blackmailed him, asking for 200,000 yuan to escape, but Cheng Yong gave him 300,000 yuan in the hope that he would keep the matter in his stomach. Academician Zhang admired Cheng Yong for selling only 500 yuan. Before leaving, Academician Zhang gave Cheng Yong a piece of advice. After selling medicine for so many years, I found that there is only one disease in the world, the disease of poverty. Before he could escape, he was caught by the police. He was also very loyal and would rather not reduce his sentence than testify against Cheng Yong. This evening, they were loading the medicine into the truck. When Peng Hao came back from going to the toilet, he found the police at the door. The port security reported them. Peng Hao ran back quickly. When Cheng Yong was not paying attention, he drove the car away and deliberately provoked Cao Bin. Only then did Cheng Yong understand Peng Hao's intentions. Peng Hao kicked the accelerator and opened the door, just when he thought he had run away. Life-saving medicine was scattered everywhere. Cao Bin carried Peng Hao to the hospital, and the doctor put him on a stretcher. A person who helps others shouldn't end up like this. Not long after, Cheng Yong also came. A young life disappeared like this. Peng Hao cut off his hair because he listened to Cheng Yong and planned to go home. He came to the dilapidated house, where Peng Hao lived, and his ticket home had already been bought. Cheng Yong could no longer hold back and burst into tears. Cao Bin also applied to withdraw from the case. Under pressure from the Genuine Glennon Company, the production of Indian Glennon was suspended. They could only buy Glennon from the drugstore, which cost 2,000 yuan. Cheng Yong bought it in large quantities, but the selling price was still 500 yuan. He asked Sihui to contact patients across the country. Life-saving medicine worth 500 bottles is everywhere. My mother is saved and we have medicine to take. I want 8 bottles. I want 15 bottles. I want 20 bottles. This is really saving lives. All those who cannot afford medicine see hope. Cheng Yong did not leave any escape route for himself, and gave custody of his son to his ex-wife. During a delivery, Cheng Yong encountered the police. He asked the group owners to leave quickly, and blocked the police with his car. Wait until they are far away, then get off the car and accept the punishment. He knew that this day would come sooner or later, but the person who took the medicine was also caught. Cheng Yong broke the law and was sentenced. He just hopes to save Simon's life. He made his final statement for himself in court. I broke the law. How should I be sentenced? I can't say anything, but I feel sad. They can't afford imported expensive medicines, so they can only wait to die, even suicide. But I believe it will get better, and better in the future, and I hope this day can come sooner. The policeman deliberately drove slowly on the way to prison, surrounded by patients he had helped. The court understood Cheng Yong's behavior, and only sentenced him to 5 years. The patients took off their masks to show respect to Cheng Yong. In a trance, he saw Lu Shi and Peng Hao, and Cheng Yong's heart was saved. This film is adapted from a true story. Cheng Yong, formerly known as Lu Yong, is a leukemia patient. Glennon is VNet, which is very effective in controlling leukemia. Because Lu Yong was caught by the police purchasing Indian medicine on his behalf, thousands of patients petitioned for him. The government attached great importance to this case, and eventually the genuine Gleevec was included in the hospital's medical insurance. Why is the film titled, Dying to Survive? In the eyes of people, God is hope and will help without asking for anything in return. And that is exactly what Cheng Yong did. In their eyes, Cheng Yong is a god. But in the final analysis, he is just an ordinary person, nothing more. Cheng Yong's behavior started out to pursue profit, but his final behavior was an act of public welfare. Although we cannot be like him, each of us can help others by participating in charity activities. The movie ends here. A good movie is worth sharing. No matter how wonderful the explanation is, it cannot replace the original film. I am HKY Movies, and I look forward to meeting you next time.